Narrator, calm tone, what if I told you that beyond the cities, the temples, and the iconic Great Wall, there exists another China, one untouched by time, hidden from tourists, and almost forgotten by the world? A place where villages cling to cliff faces, where entire towns lie buried beneath sand, and where locals still whisper legends by candlelight, because the past never really left here. Welcome to the side of China you were never meant to see. Welcome to Unseen China. The hanging village of Gulu. Life on the edge of a cliff. High in the Daliang Mountains of Sichuan, beyond the paved roads and cellular signals, lies Gulu, a village that literally hangs from the sky. This village was built into the side of a mountain, with homes made of mud and stone, overlooking sheer vertical drops. There are no cars, no shops, just narrow, dangerous paths hand-carved into rock. And for centuries, the Yi people have lived here, herding goats, growing maize, and clinging to life on the edge of the earth. But it's not just the isolation that stuns you. It's the silence. A silence so pure that your own heartbeat feels loud. Children here walk for 2 hours down the cliff to reach school, and then 2 hours back up again. With no internet or television, stories are passed down through oral legends, whispered beside flickering oil lamps under ancient wooden beams. Gulu isn't a place. It's a feeling. A reminder of how far we've drifted from the basics of survival and community. 2. The deserted city of ghosts. Khara-Khoto. In the Black Gobi Desert, swallowed by shifting sands, lies the forgotten city of Khara-Khoto. The Black City. Once a bustling fortress on the Silk Road, it now lies in ruins. Cursed, according to legend, by a Mongol queen who vowed vengeance after her people were slaughtered. What's left? Crumbling towers, stone gates, empty wells that echo when you drop a stone. But here's the twist. In 1908, Russian explorers discovered ancient manuscripts buried under the sands, documents written in a lost language called Tangut. The city might be dead, but its secrets were not. The Chinese government keeps this site closed off to tourists. Only archaeologists and the occasional brave traveler, led by local nomads, dare to approach it. At night, locals refuse to speak of it. They say if you dream of the city, you'll hear voices calling you back. 3. The Rainbow Mountains of Zhangye, a geologic miracle. Imagine standing on a hill and seeing a landscape that looks like a giant oil painting. Red, gold, green, orange, stripes of earth layered like a cake. This isn't fantasy. It's real. It's the Zhangye Danja Landform Geological Park in Gansu Province. These rainbow mountains were formed over 24 million years, with layers of sandstone and minerals pushed up by tectonic shifts. The result? A rolling wave of color, stretching for miles, untouched by modern development. But the real beauty happens at sunrise and sunset, when the light hits just right, and the whole mountain range glows like fur. Local legends say these mountains are the remains of a dragon, sleeping under the soil. Others believe the colors were painted by the gods themselves. Tourism here is rising. But go deeper. Talk to the locals in nearby Nijiang village. They'll tell you which hills are sacred, and which ones to never climb. 4. The village where people speak a secret women's language. Zhengyang County, in the remote valleys of Hunan Province, there is a secret you've never heard of. A language that only women were allowed to know. A language never taught to men. It's called Nushu, women's script. For centuries, women in Zhengyang County wrote in this unique language to share poems, prayers, and survival tips in a world where they had no voice. They embroidered it into clothes, painted it on fans, and carved it into bamboo books. This wasn't just writing. It was resistance. A secret sisterhood hidden in plain sight. Today, only a handful of women still remember how to write Nushu. But in one small house-turned-museum, you'll find an elderly teacher, her hands trembling, her eyes sparkling, still writing the characters as her ancestors once did. And when you ask her why she keeps teaching, she smiles and says, "Because women need a place to whisper, even if no one is listening." 5. The Sky Road of Tibet. G219. One of the most dangerous roads on Earth. Now buckle up. We're about to take one of the most dangerous, breathtaking, and surreal drives in the world. The G219 highway. Stretching across Tibet, along the border with India, this road passes through icy cliffs, high-altitude deserts, and mountain passes over 5,000 meters above sea level. There are no gas stations for hours. No hospitals. Just endless white landscapes and the constant risk of altitude sickness or avalanches. But the reward? Monasteries sitting in clouds. Nomads riding yaks through snow. And the silence, a kind of divine emptiness you feel in your bones. You're not just traveling through China here. You're traveling through heaven's edge. Outro. Part 1, and this is only the beginning. We've just scratched the surface of China's most hidden corners. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into sunken villages, mysterious caves, and towns where time has stopped completely. If you thought this was shocking, just wait until you see what's coming next. Unseen China continues. Part 2. Lost villages, underground cities, and China's deepest mysteries. Narrator. Calm, slightly eerie tone. They say China is ancient. But what they don't tell you is that some of it never made it into the history books. There are places where entire villages sank into lakes overnight, where subterranean cities were carved by hand, and where people vanish without explanation, even today. If you thought part 1 was eye-opening, this part? It might make you question what you think you know about the world. Welcome to part 2 of Unseen China. 1. The drowned village of Qiandao Lake. The city beneath the water. It's called Xicheng, the Lion City. But you won't see it on the map. Because it's underwater. Beneath the surface of Qiandao Lake, in Zhejiang Province, lies a 2,000-year-old city, perfectly preserved, like a sunken Atlantis. In the 1950s, the government built a dam that flooded the valley. Thousands were relocated. But the city was left behind, slowly engulfed by water and time. Today, divers can still swim through its stone archways, glide past carved dragons, and drift down narrow alleyways where markets once thrived. The most haunting part? Wooden beams haven't rotted. Walls haven't collapsed. It's as if the water is keeping it alive. Locals believe the spirits of Xicheng still rise to the surface on quiet nights. A city that refused to die. 2. The labyrinth caves of Guyaju. Who built them? Nobody knows. Just 90 kilometers from Beijing lies Guyaju, a massive network of stone dwellings carved into a cliffside. There are over 110 chambers, complete with beds, kitchens, and doors, all carved by hand. But here's the mystery. No one knows who built them. Or why. There's no mention of Guyaju in any imperial record. No artifacts to date it precisely. Just rock, and silence. Some believe they were carved by refugees fleeing war. Others say it was a secret monastery for Taoist sages, or maybe, it wasn't human hands at all. Echoing chimes, whispers, ambient wind, the chambers feel like they were meant to hide something, or someone. And standing inside one, with no signal, no sound, just stone and sky, you start to feel like you're being watched. 3. The star-watching villages of Guzhou. Where the sky tells time, music turns dreamy and ethereal. High in the mountains of Guzhou province, there are villages where electricity only recently arrived, and where the stars still rule the calendar. Here live the Dong and Miao ethnic minorities, who've spent generations reading the night sky like a book. They know when to plant, harvest, travel, and rest, all based on the alignment of constellations passed down through chants and wooden star maps. Homes here are made of dark timber, roofs are stacked in pagoda layers, and the streets are paved with singing stones, yes, stones that hum when you walk across them. Background music. Locals invite you to lie down on woven mats at night. No phones, no traffic. Just silence, and then a voice points upward. There, they say. That's the snake star. Tomorrow, it will rain. They're never wrong. 4. The bottomless sinkholes of Shaojai-Tianqing. The gateway to Earth's depths. Music. Tension build, tribal drums, low bass hum. Somewhere deep in Chongqing, there is a place so massive, so unfathomably deep, that locals call it the Heavenly Pit. This is Shaojai-Tianqing, the largest sinkhole in the world. Over 660 meters deep, 500 meters wide, and wrapped in jungle mist, it looks like a hole torn into the fabric of Earth. But what lies inside is even more mysterious. Entire ecosystems live within the sinkhole, rare plants, insects that glow, birds that exist nowhere else. It's like walking into a parallel world. Echoing cave sounds. Some scientists believe the pit leads to underground river systems never fully explored. Cavers report hearing unexplained metallic sounds at night. And deep at the bottom, there's an ancient shrine, completely untouched, carved into rock, with symbols no one has translated. Locals leave offerings at the rim, because legends say the sinkhole is a gate to the underworld. 5. The village where elephants roam free. Xishuangbana, music. Welcome to Xishuangbana, in Yunnan province. A place that feels more like Southeast Asia than China. Thick jungles, banana trees, golden temples, and wild elephants walking beside highways. This is home to China's last remaining wild Asian elephants, and the Dai people, whose way of life has always intertwined with nature. Villages are built on stilts, and homes have open-air kitchens where monkeys often steal food. And at dawn, locals bathe in sacred rivers, while saffron-robed monks walk barefoot to collect offerings. Peaceful ambient tones. In 2021, a herd of elephants went viral for migrating over 500 kilometers north, without any real reason. They passed through cities, villages, fields, but harmed no one. It was as if they were looking for something. Locals say the elephants carry memories of ancestors, and when they migrate, it means the earth is shifting. 6. The bamboo forests of Anji. The whispering woods. Music. Not all secrets are loud. Some whisper. In Anji County, vast bamboo forests stretch for miles, forming a sea of green that sways like waves under the wind. It's the largest bamboo forest in China, and it hides paths once used by rebel warriors, monks, and messengers during dynasties long forgotten. Walk into the forest, and you feel it. That eerie, rhythmic rustling, like 1,000 hushed voices. Sound design. It's where scenes from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon were filmed. But the real stories aren't in films. They're in the villagers who live near the roots, harvesting bamboo, crafting paper and silk, and telling tales of fox spirits.